Good morning students. Today I am here to discuss about theory base of accounting. So what is theory base of accounting? Theory base of accounting constitute of accounting concept, conventions, principles, rules and regulations of accounting upon which the whole science of accounting is based. It also comprises accounting standards. Those are issued by Institute of Chartered Accountant of India and other regulatory authorities from time to time. The question is, why do we need the theory base of accounting? Because in the accounting there must be uniformity. In the process of accounting there must be uniformity. That's why there are some common rules, principles. Those have been developed over a period of time in the process of accounting. Those have been considered as the theory base of accounting. First one is business entity concept. According to this concept, a very important concept of accounting, business and businessman are two separate entities. They are not considered one. Business and its owner are two separate entities. And whenever you are recording any transaction in the business, you are recording it from the point of view of business, not from the point of view of owner or proprietor or businessman. For example, interest on capital. Just take an example. Interest on capital, what is it for the business? It is an expense. However, it is a source of income for the owner. Now, in the books of accounting, what it should be treated? It is treated as an expense, taking the angle or point of view of business. In the similar manner, interest on drawings. It is an income for the business but an expense for the owner. So, how do we treat that in the books of accounting? As an income. So, in the nutshell, we can say in business entity, according to this concept, we always take the point of view of business while doing the work of recording. Second is money measurement concept. According to this concept, all those transactions and events which can be expressed in numerical terms, which can be expressed in monetary terms, are shown in our books of account. For example, purchase of goods, sale of goods, building purchased, plant and machinery purchased, furniture and fixtures sold. All these transactions can be measured in terms of money. So we are going to record them in our trading and P&L account and balance sheet. But there are various non-monetary factors and transactions and events which cannot be measured in monetary terms. For example, labor management relations, job satisfaction of employees, customer trust and satisfaction, goodwill of the customer satisfaction, loyalty of the customer. All these are things. Those are very important for earning the profit, but these cannot be expressed in monetary term and they don't find a place in books of accounting. So what's the gist of this concept? Only quantitative transactions are shown in our books of account. Not any qualitative thing is shown in the books of account. Third is going concern concept. What's going concern concept? We assume that our business will continue for a sizable period of time. What do you mean by sizable period of time? means it will continue at least for a period of time that we will be able to carry out our plans, our programs and or actions, activities, in fact operations we can say. So we assume that our business is not likely to cease or to be dissolved in near future. That's why we always record our fixed asset at cost price, not at their market price, as we assume that our business is likely to continue and we don't intend to sell them in the near future. That's why we record them on the original cost. Accounting period concept, fourth one. Life of business is split into different intervals of time. At the end of each interval, we prepare financial statements. Financial statements means trading and profit and loss account and balance sheet. To know what profit we have earned or loss, if there has been any loss, what loss we have suffered, and what is the position of our assets and liability. So according to accounting period concept, you can take accounting year, that may be financial year or calendar year. Students, calendar year is not acceptable to income tax authority if you maintain the books according to that. Calendar year starts from 1st January and ends on 31st December. However, if we maintain the books according to calendar year concept, then those won't be acceptable to income tax authority. Second is financial year. Financial year is the most important year that is followed all over the world. It starts from 1st April and ends on 31st March. So accounting period concept means accounting year, at the end of which we calculate profit or loss of the business and we ascertain financial position of the business, and we take financial year legally. Historical cost concept, fifth. So what is historical cost concept? Historical cost means the cost at which fixed assets were bought. So we record all our fixed assets at cost, at their original cost minus depreciation, rather than on their market price, as we don't intend them to sell in near future. So according to this concept, all fixed assets are recorded at the price at which they were acquired minus depreciation. For example, land. 5 years ago you started the business, land was purchased worth rupees 10 lakh. Now its price has risen to 20 lakh. So at what price will you record in balance sheet? You will record at rupees 10 lakh, not on 20 lakh. Next is dual aspect concept. According to this concept, double entry system is followed in our process of accounting. According to this concept, each transaction affects at least two accounts. One of them is debited and other one is credited. This twofold aspect of accounting transaction has given rise to double entry system of bookkeeping. And according to this system, the accounting equation has evolved. What is the accounting equation? That assets is always equal to liabilities plus capital. So dual aspect concept is based on double entry system of bookkeeping. And the last one, full disclosure principle, to be discussed today, though we have so many others, We will discuss them in the next video. Full disclosure principle. According to this principle, all the significant informations that may affect the decision of users of accounting must be disclosed in your financial statement. Means no important information should be hidden from the users of accounting. For example, contingent liability. What is that? Contingent liability is what? That is not liability at present, but in future it may arise as liability. For example, a case is pending in the court of law, and it may just create a liability in future worth rupees 10 lakh. Then it is a contingent liability. So how you have to show it in your balance sheet. At the bottom of balance sheet, by way of footnote, you have to show contingent liability. Hereby your intention is transparent. Your intention is to make investors well informed of all the events of the business. So today in this video we have discussed these 7 concepts, and please wait for the next video for the other concepts. Thank you.